Hello everyone, welcome back to another lecture on readings in literature. We have been discussing the chapter titled Nightmare written by Malcolm X. Actually, this chapter it's an extract of an autobiography by Malcolm X. Who was Malcolm X? He was a Negro, a political activist. So in this extract, he was describing how was his childhood. We have seen his father was a preacher and his mother, she has a white ancestry and he has seven siblings too. So after some time, his father he died. Died actually. He was murdered by the white people, Black Legion Army. So till now we have discussed in the last class. Now let's see what happened to this family. What happened to Malcolm X family after the demise of his father. Here we can see that after the demise, actually Malcolm's father he owned two policies. Unfortunately, they didn't get the policy amount of the second policy, which is a huge sum. They denied to provide that money. They said that actually he was committed suicide. It was not a natural death, it was not a murder. Actually, Malcolm's father he committed suicide, so we can't provide you that money. So his mother she became helpless. How to take care of eight children? And moreover, she don't have a job. We have seen earlier, at that time, the Negroes, they didn't have any decent job at all. Cleaning, some odd job, they had to engage some odd jobs there. And moreover, she is a woman. So, the family wasn't at that time. So, immediately after the demise of the father, Wilfred, one of the siblings of Malcolm, he dropped the school and he started to help his mother. He started to do some odd jobs to take care of the family. So, the last paragraph, we can see that Wilfred, who was a pretty stable fellow, began to act older than his age. He was a child, but he started to act older than his age. Sometimes we know that it is the life situation make us stronger and bolder. So this is what happened with Wilfred too. And he quit the school and he took any kind of job. Okay, anything, whatever he can do, he did it to help his mother. And another sibling of Malcolm, her name is Hilda. She was also started to attend the babysittings. And Philbert and I didn't contribute anything. Actually, Philbert is another is the one who is just elder to Malcolm. They didn't do anything at all. They just fought each other and they spent time and they attended the school. Uh, though they had to face them racial discrimination, it was okay for them. They was enjoying when see Wilfred and Hilda they drop the school and they are helping their mother, but at the same time Filbert and Malcolm he is our central character. He is not helping his mother at all. Then Reginald is the younger one, the eighth child of the family. And Malcolm he was very close to Reginald. And even though the mother, these two children work hard, they couldn't meet the family expense. So their mother, see here, we can see that she started to buy things on credit. What is credit? Kadamanga. Actually, Malcolm's father he was earlier against this credit. He used to say that credit is the first step into debt and back into slavery. Okay, don't buy anything on credit. and it will lead us to debt. And when we owe something to someone, what we have to do? We are forced to obey what they are saying. So it is a step back into slavery. Actually, Malcolm's father, he was a preacher, and he is preaching for the upliftment of the Negroes from the slavery. So he was against this credit system. That's why whenever he go for preaching and all, he tried to get food and clothes for his family. He was taking care of his family very well before his demise. But after his demise, everything went uh, uh, chaos, and he or she started to buy things on credit, and she also started to work, or she started to do some house works in some white people's house. Actually, it is all because of her skin color. We have seen earlier, Malcolm's mother, she has a white ancestry, so nobody wouldn't recognize she is a Negro. So that is why she got a job in white people's home. But sometimes they do recognize, and immediately what will happen? They will um, fire her. Immediately they will say, "Oh, you are a Negro and you are not supposed to work in our home, in white people's home," and they will throw her out of the job. On those days, what will happen? She will cry and she will be back home very sad. So this is their routine life. At that time, the welfare people began to visit their home. Who is welfare people? We know that in the society there are many poor families, and there will be a lot of organizations to take care of this poor families. So here also, Malcolm's family, they are poor one, and welfare people, so it's an association, or an organization in that country, and they used to visit, and they used to note down, okay, this family consists of a mother and 8 children, and they do not have job, and uh, with this details, they will provide enough food and other essential items to this family. So welfare people, they used to visit, and they used to ask thousands of questions to their mother. Okay, how is this child and how was this child? So they wanted to know all the details about the entire family. And Malcolm says that whenever they ask question, they feel that we were not people. In their eyes, said we were just things, that was all. So after answering all this question, Malcolm felt that, oh, this welfare people, they are considering us as just things, not as human beings. Okay, then finally, the mother, she started to receive 2 checks given by the welfare people. That is, widow's pension. She is a widow. So, widow's pension she used to get, and she accepted that. So, it really helped the family. But that was not enough to meet the family expense, but it was a great relief for their mother. And sometimes it was not enough to meet the expenses in the grocery store. See, 9 members in a family, and it's not a huge sum of money. The pension is not a huge sum of money. Somehow they managed to meet the grocery expenses. And he says that they began to swiftly downfill. So the physical downfill wasn't as quick as the psychological. Psychologically and physically, they started to go downward. Okay, they couldn't, and but somehow uh, she managed it. Actually, Malcolm's mother, she was a proud woman. She didn't want to accept any charity from others, but unfortunately the situation demands it. So she is forced to accept this charity. So it makes her psychologically weak. ഓക്കെ, നമുക്ക് ഒരിക്കലും ഞാനിങ്ങനെ എൻ്റെ നമുക്ക് ഓരോരുത്തർക്കും ഒരു ഐഡിയോളജി ഉണ്ട്. ആ ഐഡിയോളജിക്ക് എതിരായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ജീവിക്കേണ്ടി വരുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ സൈക്കോളജിക്കലി നമ്മൾ എന്താണ്, നമ്മളൊന്ന് ഒരുപാടങ്ങ് തളർന്നു പോകും. ഇവിടെ എന്താണ് സംഭവിച്ചത്? ദ സെയിം തിങ് ഹാപ്പൻ വിത്ത് ദി Malcolm's mother. And sometimes she reacted harshly with the grocery man because he was paddling the bill. Paddling the means when he is giving the bill, because they are buying things on credit. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു മാസത്തിന് അവസാനം ഈ ബില്ല് കൊടുക്കുമ്പോൾ he is adding some unnecessary items in the bill and he is increasing the amount. So she used to fight with the grocery man. Sometimes even she fought with the welfare people, because every month whenever they visit they used to ask a lot of questions and all. So it makes her so much irritated. Anyway, they are providing charity, and why they are asking thousands of questions? See, when we are in a depressed state, when we are not mentally stable, sometimes we will become short tempered. So this is the same thing happening with the Malcolm's mother too. And monthly welfare check, it goes on, and they acted as, see here he is saying that he acted as they owned us. The welfare people, it seems that, oh, we own this family, so it is our right to have a control over this family. This is how they have treated us. Then here in this paragraph, read it. We couldn't understand why. If the state was willing to give us packages of meat, sacks of potatoes and fruits and cans of all kinds of things, our mother obviously hated to accept it. So they are providing us everything. Fruits, potatoes, packages of meats and all. But our mother, she is deliberately hesitant to accept this charity, because she was a proud woman. It is because of her pride. But by 1934, it was an year of depression year. Okay, and even the welfare people, they couldn't provide the huge sum of items to them. So in that situation, they had to accept the charity of all family friends. So by 1934, the family friends of Malcolm's family, they used to visit them and they used to give the food and all. But without any hesitation, mother accepted that charity, because she has to feed her children. So at that time also, Wilfred was working. Mother was also working. Uh, and sometimes she couldn't find any job. Sometimes she will turn out of this job, and it will take a time to find another job. In that situation, the other children, including Malcolm, they used to visit some bakeries nearby. Okay, they used to visit some bakeries near this Lansing, because at that time they were studying. Sorry, they were staying in bakeries. Sorry, Lansing, and they used to visit there, and they used some day old bread and cookies. So it was usual. The bakeries and hotels, they will throw out some all food items. Okay, and what will happen? These children, they will visit this bakery and they will give them a nickel. Nickel means the US coin. So for a single nickel, they will get a sack of a day old bread and cookies. Actually, they will not sell that kind of items in the bakery. A day old bread will not be on sale in bakery. So with a single nickel, a nickel, they will get this bread and cookies. That was enough for them. They will cook this bread they will convert this bread into different items. Sometimes they will stew it, they will make French toast, then sometimes they will make hamburgers, sometimes they will eat the cookies alone. So that was enough for them. This is how they managed to fill their bellies. And but sometimes even they do not have a nickel to get this day old bread. And at that time, they had to boil some dandelion greens. പയർ പോലുള്ള സാധനങ്ങളൊക്കെ അല്ലെ അവരുടെ നേരത്തെ നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞിരുന്നു അവർക്കൊരു ഗാർഡൻ ഉണ്ട് ഡാൻഡലിയൻ ഗ്രീൻസ് ആ പയർ ബോയിൽ ചെയ്തവർ കഴിച്ചിരുന്നു സോ the neighbor the small minded neighbors you know that some neighbors they are too irritating they will say oh they are eating fried grass oh they are not ready to help this family but they are very eager to ridicule someone okay oh അവർക്കൊന്നും തിന്നാനില്ലാതുകൊണ്ട് പുല്ല് ഫ്രൈ ചെയ്ത് കഴിക്കുക ആക്ച്വലി ദേ ആർ ഈറ്റിംഗ് പീസ് ഓർ ഗ്രീൻസ് എനിവേ sometimes he said that we are lucky if we get oatmeal or cornmeal much 3 times a day മൂന്ന് നേരം എന്താണ് ഓട്സ് കിട്ടിയാൽ തന്നെ that was enough for us then they somehow they managed to go ahead and Filbert and Malcolm they were grown up enough to quit fighting long enough to take the .22 caliber rifle. Do you remember that .22 caliber rifle? Yes, that was the one which used by Malcolm's father to kill that white people when they had attacked their home. Do you remember that was mentioned in the page? You know, I don't exactly remember the page. With the third or fourth page of this chapter. Okay, they used to get that uh, rifle, and sometimes they will shoot rabbits and frogs with that rifle, and they will sell it in the market for a nickel or a pair of nickel, and with that nickel they will get the bread. So this is how Filbert and Malcolm helped their mother. They were not ready to do any jobs. Hilda and Wilfred, they are doing some jobs, but they are not like this. Then, by 1934, some kind of psychological deterioration hit our family circle and eat our pride away. It seems that in 1934, the family became penniless. Actually, this was not the situation of not only Malcolm's family. Many Negroes, they were penniless and they are under poverty. And some had to go into the relief camp. Okay. But at that time, Malcolm's family, somehow they managed the situation. മറ്റുള്ളവർ റിലീഫ് ക്യാമ്പിൽ പോകുമ്പോൾ അവർക്ക് റിലീഫ് ക്യാമ്പിൽ പോകേണ്ടി വന്നില്ല പക്ഷേ അവർക്ക് ഫുഡ് ഷോർട്ടേജും കാര്യങ്ങളും ഒക്കെ സംഭവിച്ചു ഈവൻ അറ്റ് സ്കൂൾ they were considered as they were on relief the fingers pointed towards so those people they are relief people okay this is how they were stamped in the society. And he says that everything to eat in our house was stamped not to be sold. Okay, even if we have something to eat at home, when we took a packet of meat or potatoes or fruits, it is labeled as not to be sold because it was provided by the welfare people, and we are not supposed to sell it and get money. We have to eat it. So he said that it became a brand name for us. നമുക്കറിയാം ഹോർലിക്സ് അല്ലെ ബൂസ്റ്റ് എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുമ്പോൾ ഒരു ബ്രാൻഡ് നെയിമാണ് അപ്പൊ എന്താണ് ഇവർക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന എല്ലാ പാക്കറ്റ്സിലും നോട്ട് ടു ബി സോൾഡ് എന്ന് എഴുതിയിട്ടുണ്ട് സോ ദേ സെഡ് ദാറ്റ് ഹോ ഇറ്റ് സീംസ് ടു ബി എ ബ്രാൻഡ് നെയിം ഫോർ us. This was our situation. Sometimes instead of going home from school he used to visit some stores. Actually, it was not a visit. He will hang around the market and he will hang around some stores and he will steal barrels or baskets of fruits and all. And then most again, കറങ്ങി അടിച്ചൊക്കെ നിന്നിട്ട് എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ അടിച്ചു മാറ്റി തരും. And he said that it was a treat for me. I'm treating myself. Okay, you know what a treat was to me? Anything. കിട്ടുന്നത് മീറ്റ് ആയാലും ഒരു ഫ്രൂട്ട് ആയാലും ഒരു വെജിറ്റബിൾ ആയാലും എനിത്തിങ്. It doesn't matter what it was. But I used to steal things and it was a treat for me. I treat myself. Then, and anyway, or I began to drop in about dinner time at home of some family that we know. Otherwise, he will visit some of his family friends and they will stuff his belly, especially at dinner time. തിരിച്ച് വീട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് വരുമ്പോൾ ഒന്നെങ്കിൽ മോഷ്ടിച്ച് കഴിക്കും, ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ മാൽക്കം അറിയാവുന്ന ഫാമിലീസിലൊക്കെ പോയിട്ട് അവിടെയൊക്കെ കറങ്ങി ചെന്ന് അവരുടെ വീട്ടിൽ ഡിന്നർ ടൈമിൽ ചെല്ലും. അപ്പോൾ അവർ വിചാരിക്കും പാവങ്ങളല്ലേ എന്ന് കരുതി ഫുഡ് കൊടുക്കും. അങ്ങനെ എന്താണ് ബെല്ലി ഫിൽ ചെയ്യും. And one of the family here mentioned is Gohan is home. So that is the one of the family friends of Malcolm's family, and he used to visit there. And one day, that man he said that Malcolm, there is one thing I like about you. You are no good, but you don't try to hide it. You are not a hypocrite. ഇവിടെ ചെന്ന് ഫുഡൊക്കെ കഴിച്ചാൽ പറഞ്ഞു, Malcolm, I know that you are not a good boy. Why he is labeled as not a good boy? Because he is mischievous and he is not helping his mother, and moreover he is stealing things. He is lying. But he said that you are not good, but you don't try to hide it. Some people are like this. Some children are like this. They are not good. They do some odd things, but they try to hide it from others. But Malcolm is not a boy of like that. He was carefree and he was as if he was. And they were growing very fast and they were attending the schools and the life was going on. But after some time, people started to caught him for stealing things, and it was reported to the welfare people. And in the next month visit, they questioned my mother and they accused their mother. You are not raising your child or children in a proper way. They raised their hand against their mother. And the mother, she whipped me for stealing. And he stood like this without yelling. This is the truth. He accepted that punishment, but he never stopped stealing. Because if he stopped stealing, how can he fill his belly? And now in the next paragraph, we can see that Negro schools. And along with white boys, Malcolm and other Negro children, they used to enter some watermelon garden and they used to steal it. And the white people they used to say that we are cooning with the Negroes. Okay, the white children, whenever they are accompanying the Negroes, it seems that we are acting like Negroes. Okay, white people over, ഞങ്ങൾ the Negroes നെ പോലെ act ചെയ്യുകയാണ്. But the Negro children are not allowed to act like white children. Okay, and one day, the owner of this watermelon garden, he made a trap to caught these children, and unfortunately, the white people were caught because they were leading this army. Okay, you are white, the Negroes. You are Negro children. You have to follow us. Follow me. This is how they said. And unfortunately, they fell in that trap. That was one of the life incident in his life, which mentioned in this chapter. Then, and sometimes he used to pick some strawberries നമുക്കറിയാറുണ്ട് ഇപ്പം വഴിയിലൊക്കെയാണ് ചിലപ്പോൾ ആളുകൾ ഇങ്ങനെ മാങ്ങ വിൽക്കാൻ നിൽക്കും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഇപ്പം വിഷുവിൻ്റെ തലേന്നാണെങ്കിൽ കണിക്കൊന്ന വിൽക്കും. അവർക്ക് എവിടെ നിന്നൊക്കെ കിട്ടുന്ന സാധനങ്ങൾ ഇപ്പം ചിലപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ വീട്ടിൽ വന്ന് പറിച്ചിട്ട് പോയിട്ടായിരിക്കും അവർ വിൽക്കുന്നത്. അതിന് അവർക്ക് ഒരു പിടിക്ക് 5 രൂപ അല്ല 10 രൂപ എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുമ്പോൾ അവർക്ക് വൈകുന്നേരത്തേക്കുള്ളൊരു ഒരു ഒരു സം ഓഫ് മണി ഏൺ ചെയ്യാം. അപ്പൊ ഇവിടെ എന്താണ്, മാൽക്കം ഹി യൂസ് ടു പിക്ക് സം സ്ട്രോബെറീസ് ആൻഡ് എനിത്തിങ്, and he will work hard all the day, and he will sell it, and he will earn a dollar. അപ്പോൾ കുറേ ആയി കഴിയുമ്പോൾ നല്ലൊരു എമൗണ്ട് മണി കിട്ടും. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് എന്ത് സംഭവിച്ചു, ഇതുപോലൊരു ദിവസം എന്ത് ചെയ്തു, ഹി picked a basket full of strawberries and he sold it and he got a dollar. And on the way back home he met a white boy. His name is Richard Dixon, and he said that, oh, you had a dollar. Okay, I have I have plenty of change, and if you give me the dollar, I will give you the change. But that boy cheated him. So that was a great lesson for Malcolm. Actually, it was a kind of gambling, and he understood a theory from that incident. That was a lesson which is mentioned here. If you see somebody winning all the time, he isn't gambling, he is cheating. Okay, if you see someone is always winning in a game, whatever it is, whether it is a gambling or a sports or anything at all, actually it was not that person's quality or skill. Actually, the person is cheating. And the white people always win because they are cheating. This is a great lesson in Malcolm's life. And after that time, his mother, she used to visit some 7-day Adventist. Okay? She tried to become some religious person. Okay, relief under religious Mari. She used to visit churches, and she also urged his children to visit them. So this was their life goes on, and this church, they provided us with food, and because only a few Negroes attended the church. അവർക്ക് ഫുഡില്ലാത്ത കുറച്ച് പേര് ചേരുന്നുള്ളൂ, അവർക്ക് ആവശ്യത്തിനുള്ള ഫുഡ് കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. The white people who were attending the church, they were very friendly towards the Negroes. So that was a great relief for them. At the same time, ഇവർ പോകുന്നുണ്ട്, ചേർച്ചിൽ നിന്ന് ഫുഡ് കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിലും ആ സമയത്തും they were under the control of the welfare people, and one day they asked why this boy is so different. Okay, they pointed Malcolm and they said that why this boy is so different. So it's better to send him into some foster homes. Okay, if you can't control your child, he is very mischievous and he is stealing things and he is gambling, so he's not good. So it's better to send him to where some foster home. That was the opinion of the welfare people. All of the children were mischievous at that time. Not only Malcolm, Wilbur, and all, everybody is mischievous. And then, but she didn't take care of that. Okay, and she also denied the meat provided by the welfare people. And the welfare people called their mother as crazy. Hey, are you crazy? You are saying that you don't want meat? You don't have enough food to feed your children, and we are giving you meat, and you are saying that you don't want meat. Are you crazy? So the mother, she said that now we are following 7-day Adventists, and in that religion we are not supposed to eat meat. Then and he said that this welfare people, they were vicious as vultures, they were cruel as vultures, and they told us Our mother is crazy for refusing food. And at that time, the unity of house began to disintegrate, and they were having a bad time at that time. So, meantime, a dark man from Lansing, a dark man him from Lansing, they used to visit their family. Actually, they don't know what was the name of that man, what was his profession anyway. They used to visit their family frequently, and their mother was very happy to be with him, and she used to dress well. And the children also accepted that now. Okay, she is just 36, she's a widow, and she has no provider, she has no take carer, and the children also needs a supporter. So they were also happy. Everybody is happy. They were ready to accept someone else in the place of their father. But by 1936, he stopped coming suddenly because later, they understood that he was afraid of the responsibility of the aged children because if he married our mother, they had to take care of us, not only one or two child, aged children. So that is why he stopped coming, and that was a terrible shock for their mother, and she couldn't accept that reality. She loved her mental state, so she became crazy. Literally, she became crazy, and she physically became weak, and she started to talk all the time to herself. Um, and many things happened to their life. So that at that time, mother was not in a state to take care of her children. So the welfare people and other people they interfere and they said that the children they have to be under the control of different families. Okay, അമ്മയ്ക്ക് നോക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ലാതുകൊണ്ട് ഇത്തരം ചിൽഡ്രനെ പല ഫാമിലിയിലേക്ക് ഒരുമാതിരി പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ആകാശദൂത് സിനിമയ്ക്കകത്ത് സംഭവിച്ച ആ ഒരു ലൈഫ് സിറ്റുവേഷൻ. So everybody went to different places. But even at that time, the mother, she was in a good state at that time. അങ്ങനെ പറയാം ഒരു മീഡിയം സ്റ്റേറ്റിലൊക്കെ ആയിരിക്കാം പറഞ്ഞു don't feed my children meat. That was the only thing she wanted to say. And that's how he is Malcolm he sent to Mr. Gohan's home. Do you remember that person who said that you are not good but you are not hiding it? Our dialogue പറഞ്ഞ our family അവിടേക്ക് പോയി. And there was a boy, the nephew of Gohan is were there, the big boy. Malcolm was very happy to be with them because he will get good food. He had a good company over there, but he used to miss the his own siblings, especially the younger one, and Wilbert, and um, then another thing, another great lesson he had understood from the like he explained in this page, that Malcolm X he used to hunt rabbits along with this big boy, and sometimes uh, he will not get. അപ്പം എന്താ ഈ ഹണ്ടിങ്ങിന് പോകുമ്പം വലിയ ആളുകളുടെ കൂടെയൊക്കെ പോകുന്നത് അങ്ങനെ പോകുമ്പം എന്താ ഇവർക്ക് അങ്ങനെ എന്താ കിട്ടുന്നില്ല റാബിറ്റ്സിനെ കിട്ടുന്നില്ല. അപ്പം അവനൊന്ന് കാര്യം മനസ്സിലായി റാബിറ്റ്സ് ഇവിടുന്ന് ഓടി അവിടുന്ന് ഇങ്ങോട്ട് വരും. അപ്പോൾ അവനൊരു ട്രിക്ക് കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചു. എന്താണ് റാബിറ്റ് പോകുമ്പോൾ അവരുടെ പൊസിഷൻ മാറ്റി. അപ്പം അങ്ങനെ അവർ എന്താ നമ്മുടെ പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവ് മാറ്റുക എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇവിടെ നിന്ന് ഹണ്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഇവിടുന്ന് ഓടിച്ചു വന്ന റാബിറ്റ് അവിടെ ചെന്ന് തിരിച്ചു വരും. അപ്പോൾ ആ പോയിന്റിൽ നിന്ന് കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്താൽ ഒന്നിൽ കൂടുതൽ നമുക്കിനെ കിട്ടും. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സ്ട്രാറ്റജി മാറ്റി കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ എന്താണ് കൂടുതൽ റാബിറ്റ്സിനെ ഹണ്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ തുടങ്ങി. അപ്പോൾ അത് അവൻ്റെ ലൈഫിൽ ഒരു ഗ്രേറ്റ് ലെസൺ ആണ്. അവരിങ്ങനെ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്, ഇഫ് യു ഫൈൻഡ് സമ്മൺ മോർ സക്സസ്ഫുൾ ദാൻ യു ആർ എസ്പെഷ്യലി okay you are especially when you are both engaged in the same business, you know that they are doing something that you aren't. അപ്പോൾ ഒരേ ജോലി ചെയ്യുന്ന രണ്ടുപേര് അതിൽ ഒരാൾക്ക് കൂടുതൽ ബെനിഫിറ്റ്സ് കിട്ടുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ആ ബെനിഫിറ്റ്സ് കിട്ടുന്ന ആൾക്ക് എന്താണ് അയാളുടെ സ്ട്രാറ്റജി എന്തോ ഒരു വ്യത്യാസം. ഹി ഈസ് ഡൂയിങ് ദ സെയിം തിങ് ഇൻ സം അനദർ വേ. അപ്പം അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്തു കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ലൈഫിൽ സക്സസ് ഉണ്ടാകും എന്നാണ് ഹി അണ്ടർസ്റ്റുഡ്. ആൻഡ് then he said that soon the state people making plans to take over all my mother's children. She talked to herself nearly all the time. So my mother was completely breakdown. Okay, Malcolm's mother completely breakdown, and the welfare people completely took care of the all the children of home. Okay, it became a case, and okay, and they became the state children. അങ്ങനെ അവരെന്താണ് ആ അമ്മയുടെ മക്കളല്ല ആ സ്റ്റേറ്റിന്റെ ചിൽഡ്രൻ ആയിട്ട് മാറി. So they became the state children, a white man in charge of a black man's children. Nothing but legal modern slavery, however kindly intention. So again, literally they again became slaves because they are under the control of white people. The white man is in charge of black man's children. That was the situation. And they sent their mother to a state medical hospital. And almost 26 years their mother was in the asylum, and by 1963 she was discharged, and after that after the discharge she started to live with Filbert in Lansing, and after that she became physically sick. Okay, mental state ഒക്കെ regain ചെയ്തിരുന്നു, physically sick ആയി. And by 1952 Malcolm at that time I think he was 26 years old, and in 1952 Malcolm visited his mother. She was living with Filbert and his family in Lansing, and that was his last visit. By that time he was 27 or 26, and he was physically weak, and she was not in a situation to recognize people. She didn't recognize Malcolm, so that was a great shock for him, and he decided, and I will not visit my mother again because I don't want to see her in that situation. And he believed that. So in this paragraph it is mentioned that the state's social agency destroyed the family, it destroyed ours. It is the state, it is the white people. They destroyed our family. Even though we wanted to stay together, they separated us. This was not only the situation of our family, it was a situation of many Negroes in that state. Okay, and he said that the state they considered as not as human beings, they considered as just numbers, they considered just as names or the cases. And after that their mother passed away, and all the siblings they were settled in different places of the society. But even though they are separated or even they are staying in different places, they were interconnected. So they maintained a close relationship with each other. So this is what mentioned in the last paragraph. Separated though we were, all of us maintained fairly close touch around Lansing in school and out whenever we could get together. Despite the artificially created separation, the distance between us, we still remain very close in our feelings toward each other. He said that the society separated us. Physically, we are living in different places, but emotionally, we are together. Our feelings are connected. So, this is all about Malcolm's early life experiences. Actually, this is an extract or a simple chapter from that autobiography. And after that, Malcolm he became a political activist like his father. Father was a preacher, but he became a political activist and he fought against the system and slavery and all. But his childhood was like this. This was what happened to his family. But one thing I liked from this chapter is that The 8 children, even after they were separated, they maintained that close relationship, and they loved their father and mother, and they took care of their mother, and even the mother was also a role model. So, though the relationship between the father and mother was not well, both of them loved their children. Both of them, they had pride. They had a strong will to take care of this family. So this is a good message to the entire readers. So with this, I'm winding up this chapter. The chapter Nightmare is over. I hope it is clear to you. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me. I didn't read it line by line. I summarized this chapter to reduce the number of lectures. I think it was helpful for you. In a way, thank you for listening patiently.